Mental health well-being has become a household name, especially in the corporate world. So many things are happening, and employees are not getting any better in terms of their mental health. And so they are looking for ways to balance both their work and their personal lives. Some of them just blank out, and then they have some psychosomatic issues, or what you call psychological issues. All these could be spanning from accrued stress. For all you know, it could come from stress at work, it could come from stress in relationships, it could also come from financial stress. Today on Prime Business Hacks, we shall be looking at dealing with organizational stress management. It is a common topic that you may know. Even if you don't know, I am here to enlighten you on this. Organizational stress, it's one issue that is always coming up in every organization, even as we speak. And so how do you come about all this kind of stress? One of the ways that organizational stress comes up is in the area of non-delegated authority. You see somebody, he wants to do everything himself. You do not delegate authority. You are not a Superman or a Superwoman, neither are you Captain Caveman. I'm not sure what you're trying to do, but stress will weigh you down if you're trying to do everything yourself. Try to delegate tasks. I know you are the helmsman. I know you are the one, you are the leader. Yes, it is not wrong to have subordinates help you with some of your tasks, no matter how daunting those tasks are. Just direct them. Tell them what to do, even if they are not able to accomplish those tasks the way you want them to. Try to talk to them and try to correct some of the things they are not doing well. So try to delegate. This will help reduce the stress that you get from your work. This kind of stress will also come when you are churning out changes without due sensitization. So sensitization will be that when you're trying to change some things in the organization, maybe the way things are going, routine jobs, policies and procedures, maybe your standard operating procedure, your SOPs, you're trying to make some changes. Even in your handbook, which is like the company's policy that guides all employees in the organization, please, I beg you, try to seek the opinions of stakeholders, all stakeholders, employers and employees alike. Do not just come and implement changes when people that these changes will affect are not in the know. They do not even know what you're talking about. I bet you it will not work. It will only result into stress. You become more stressed than usual because it will backfire. That is just the simple truth. So if you're trying to avoid organizational stress, please do not churn out changes without due sensitization. Dealing with organizational stress could also be that employees are not fully engaged. So non-employee engagement can also cause organizational stress. You see some people that they just come to work every day, sit at their desk and they are playing games. You see them on their systems and laptops, you think they are working. Did you give them any work? One of the duties you owe an employee is the duty of work, meaning engage that staff. So when there is a whole lot of employee non-engagement, it causes stress, even for you as a leader or the owner of the company. Try to engage your employees, try to draft. When I first joined an organization some years back, my boss will always call me up. At some point, I was getting angry. Why would he tell me to draft my weekly duties. At some point, is it that this man does not know what I do, or is he trying to play down on my intelligence or see me as a mediocre? But with time, I now realize that he was doing me a whole world of good, because by the time I write down my weekly task, I find out that when I get to work the following day, I know the next task to hop on. And so as I graduated into becoming one of the senior management staff, people that are under me, I also followed that line. I keep telling them to draft their weekly because it paid off. So try to engage your employees. When you do not engage them, it causes organizational stress, both for you and for the employee who may be looking to leave. So try to watch and manage that situation. Organizational stress is another thing that could come as a result of poor consultations on training needs. It is your duty to train your staff. So when you are not consulting with the right people on the training needs of your staff, even for yourself, you are not doing yourself well. Stress will come up. You will see the employees, they are not alive. Their morale is dead, zero. There is nothing that is giving them joy on their work. So they just come to work, they just hop around, jump from one desk to the other, gisting and talking about the last night's game, whether it's NBA or football, talking about it. They are not interested. There is so much indifference because you have not taken out time to consult on training needs. It is your duty to train your employees and give them the good development and knowledge base that they need to carry out the task. This will reduce the stress at the workplace in great amount of quantity. Another thing that could increase stress at the workplace is when there is no feedback culture. Feedback is very, very important. So you said that reporting is from down to up, while instruction comes from up to down. So when there is no feedback culture, there is a repercussion, because the people down there do not know what is going on in the organization. So they are just moving randomly from left to right with no direction. It is the duty of management to give feedback. In fact, the management is the feedback mechanism or system that you have in every corporate organization. When you don't give feedback, there is the tendency that your productivity in the organization or the productivity of the employees in the organization will drop drastically. And then you start looking for faults. The fault is actually coming from you because you are not giving feedbacks. And when you are not giving feedbacks, there is no performance evaluation metrics. You cannot evaluate how the people in the organization are performing. But when there is this feedback mechanism or culture, you see that things are flowing. People's morale are up, and there is a whole lot of productivity. Bureaucracy is another thing you want to look out for when dealing with organizational stress management. Bureaucracy is mummified in excessive and complex company policies and procedures. You just heap policies, you heap procedures, and then people are finding it difficult to comply with. And when they find it difficult to comply with, you start sanctioning. This will make employees to be stressed out. Whenever they remember that they have to go to work, the first thing that comes to their mind is, what excuse should I give? I don't intend going to work today. They start looking for excuses not to go to work. Even when they come to the office, they start running away from their desk because they don't want somebody to come and pin them down and say, you are not complying with this, you are not complying with that. Please, try to watch this. There should not be excessive policies and procedures that are very complex for people to comply with. To wrap this up, as an employer or entrepreneur, watch out for work-related stress. These things are everywhere. I've just mentioned some of them, but you know, it is not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. It differs from organization to organization. So look at the structure in your organization. What are those things that are resulting into work stress, making employees to start giving excuses? When you see that there is a low productivity in your organization and people are always giving excuses and there is a high attrition rate, then you have to start talking about the mental health or mental well-being of your staff. It could be that their work is stressing them out and they're looking for easy way out. It is not their fault. I keep telling people, employees do not leave their jobs. They leave toxic work structures and toxic bosses. So it is your duty now to watch out for these work-related stressors and try to make the workplace a happy place for people. Thank you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit the notification bell so that you are instantly notified of new video uploads. Also follow us on all our social media platforms and log on to www.primebusiness.africa. You will get all the latest news and then in-depth analysis of socio-economic issues rhyming across Africa. My name is Esther Elueme and this has been Prime Business Hacks.